This video is to review multiplying complex numbers and conjugates. Conjugates are kind of like opposites when we're talking about complex numbers. For example, this is an example of a complex number, 4 plus 6i, because it has a real part to it and it has an imaginary part to it. So its conjugate would be 4 minus 6i. Okay, the first part does not change. It's the second part, the imaginary part, that becomes its opposite. And so what happens when you multiply them together, you're going to get a real number, and that's the whole purpose of having conjugates. So the conjugate for negative 2 plus I would be negative 2 minus I. And you can go ahead and pause the video and try these next two on your own. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do these next two. It will be 5 plus 4i, and then negative 6 plus 2i. So an example of a question that you would get would be something like this. Which pair of complex numbers would result in a real number when multiplied? So you're trying to pick out which two are conjugates here. So you're looking for the first two numbers to be the same. So you have positive 3 and positive 3, and then you have the negative 4i and the positive 4i. So these two right here are your conjugates that are going to result in the real number when you multiply them. So it's 1 and 2, which is answer choice A. Another example of a multiplication problem involving imaginary numbers is something like this. Perform the indicated operation and simplify. And this is something that, yes, you could do by hand and you could do in your head, but this is also something that you can rely on your calculator for. So I'm going to go ahead and show how to do this on the Inspire, where the I button is. So you have 7 minus 6i was the problem. Make sure you're typing it just as you see it, 7 minus 6i. And the I button is right down here where the pi symbol is. And then more parentheses, 3 plus 2i. Okay, what's really important with the Inspire is that you're not using the letter I down here with the alphabet, that you're actually using the I key where the pi key is, because otherwise you're going to get something that's not defined or an answer that doesn't work. And I'm not allowed to tell you that when you take the SOL. You hit enter and you get your answer, 33 minus 4i, which is answer choice A. If you have more questions about multiplying complex numbers or conjugates, please see your math teacher.